If you want success, make yourself a bigger target so success can find you. And the way to do that is to put yourself first. So we're taught how to do things, what to do, and why to do things better as a pathway to success. And that's a good and true thing to do. However, we make a radical discovery when we put ourselves first, and that is that as a CEO, inventor, or a creator, we are our own best asset to be the success we want to be. And of course it takes a big idea, it takes strategy, tactics, if we want to create a substantial project. And yet we tend to underestimate the value of our unique expression because we're so often taught by society, encouraged by society to conform and take orders, which doesn't always help us be the person who's going to bring something new into being. And yet the key to it, as I see it, is, as Professor Howard of Harvard Business University encourages us, that entrepreneurs take action without regard to the resources at hand, which I take to mean that you take action, you're prepared to fail, you have a learning experience, you readjust and take more action, and that makes you a bigger target for success to find you. And yet the problem is we have an inbuilt resistance to taking action. We get stuck, and I've found the reason I get stuck anyway is reoccurring patterns of thought. Now, we have recurring patterns for productivity purposes. For example, it's automatic that socks go on before shoes. You don't want to have to think about that every time you get ready for the gym or go for a run or go for a walk. And yet what about if, as some people say, those repetitive thoughts take up 80% of our thinking bandwidth, even if it's only 40%. What the point I'm making is that it's a lot of time and focus spent on reappearing thoughts that do not encourage or give you the chance to bring something new into being. So how do we handle that? And I've accepted it. First thing I've accepted, well, that's likely to be my case. Thoughts will reappear that don't help me. And so instead of doing things like breaking through, letting go, reprogramming, or even quasi-spiritual beliefs like non-attachment, which I've observed actually continue my focus on the repetitive thoughts, I've developed 3 shifts. And they're pretty straightforward shifts. They're not really new, but together they create a substantial shift in your focus that helps you, 1, catch those repetitive thoughts that don't help, and 2, focus on the direction you want to go in to create more action, which of course we're saying makes you a bigger target for success. And even though these 3 focuses, I usually use them as a poet or in business and creating projects, I've started to use them more recently in my lifestyle as lifestyle choices, because whenever there's an occasion where it could lead to stress, I instead can use that situation to prompt me for creative or innovative ways of dealing with the presenting situation. And yet, as good as they are, we tend to resist because they require internal change. And we resist internal change because we think, well, who I am has got me to where I am, and I don't want to lose my power. So that's where it gets a bit radical, because we say, well, I want to lose everything that makes me unproductive, but I don't want to lose anything else. But the point is, what really have we got to lose except repetitive thinking, which creates a predictable life and maybe gets in the way of the success we want, or more success, or maybe gets in the way. That repetitive thinking is creating our lack of money, resources, or success in our projects. So why not experiment with your focus? And so the focuses are three. They're to do, and I'm about to show you a chart and leave you with that, and you can download that chart or get that chart for free if you want. We make a shift in our perspective, our attitude, and the decisions we make. So perspective is a orientation towards life that we can choose. Attitude is something we take, and we can make a new attitude as a matter of choice, and decisions therefore result from the perspective and the attitude, and they're interactive. You can use the chart to change your decision, and you'll see it'll affect your attitude and perspective, or you can look at your perspective or your attitude, and they're interactive. It gives you the freedom of choice to be a bigger target for success. Why? Because you're in action more often in the direction you really want to go. Thank you.